Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. New updates out, it's the pre-Halloween patch. Didn't expect it to come out this time, but I guess it is. Version 1.10.3, just a week before Halloween. So here's the rundown of the rules. Also, as a forewarning, I used to have a tradition where I covered Halloween levels, or have a dedicated Halloween stream, but then I realized, not enough people join anymore, so it's been folded into the regular ones. Now you can actually choose the... hang on a sec. And now on the title screen, you can actually choose which title screen to use. Classic, Halloween, or Automatic. I suppose we'll have different ones for New Year's, winter, and any other holiday they can think of. So that's cool. So welcome to stream Jedok, Buster, Sunflora, J Butters, Raccoon, Jaden, all the watchers on Twitch, and anyone else who I missed. We also got a few other new additions like the Bomber Pep enemy and a few things. We'll discuss those when I go over the example levels. Whoa, that's an interesting color combination. Bright bubblegum pink. But before I do that, I made a promise to finish the rest of I Will Win's level because I only completed 2/3 of it, or rather, the first 10 rooms of the 15-room puzzle. Dead and never forgotten. Will not escaped. Yeah, I want to point out something. I don't know what happened, but YouTube's changed how it displays things, so both on Restream's chat and on my top chat, on the YouTube chat window I have open, it just shows the full usernames for everyone. I don't know why they decided it was a good idea. This is not on Restream. This is on YouTube. Hey Dave. So in order to skip, you have to keep entering through these skip teleporters, which is nice, but you may want to put the teleporter closer. Especially, for example, if you have to pause and resume at, let's say, level 15 or whatever. Yeah, the format does look worse now. We don't need the full username. It's not like each of these sub-areas for the skip rooms have any differences. So yeah, please shorten it. And we're back. So let's see, I need to get to the other end, so I need to get 2 blocks. Ah. That's a good question. No, it's too fast. Yeah, game's actually out. It came out sooner than expected. Ah, sure, Jaden. I will say one thing. As I mentioned in the answer Discord, although I didn't repost it elsewhere, so oops. I'm only gonna have 2 streams this weekend. First one's now, next one's in the evening, where I cover a level pack. The one I've been promising to do for a while, sorry. Missed. You'll see, Jaden. It's one of the ones I recorded off stream. What if I just stick here and get killed because this is still solid? Oh, darn it, I see the problem. Okay, I need to get the block down so that the Count Bomb Walker can push it. As I was saying, I'm not gonna reveal what the name of the game is. You'll find out Saturday. You'll find out tomorrow. I think the best way is to get that in below. Oh, wait a second. What if... Hear me out. No, I'm gonna return to Path of the Midnight Sun first, then your turn to die eventually. Oh, you've seen the full playthrough of this. How are we supposed to do this? Like that? I want to repeat in case you didn't hear. I am gonna do Path of the Midnight Sun, return to that, then eventually I'll get back to your turn to die. I'm guessing that's the solution, somehow. Oops. Oh, congrats, Jaden, on the alpha key. Okay, knock this down here. Loop around here. Knock this right over here. So that blocks that. The problem is the spikes here. They keep messing with me. See, if I can't activate that fast enough for the block to be down there, and the light block I can't just push down over the hole, so I'm thinking it has to be the heavy block. But that means this block has to be to the right. But that also means that the walking count bomb's gonna fall there. Unless I block it. But there's also a hole here. And I have no idea if there's another force beam on the right side. If there is, I can't make it back. Maybe. Okay, let's try it. Hurry! Nope. And that still got me. Wind lasers with the light block. Yeah, that's what I reckon right now. Like, it does perfectly fit. I just need to be fast enough to actually execute that move. Go, 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 go! The demo is over 20 minutes long for me. I think that was decently long enough. And keep in mind, this is not the first demo from the Constance devs. This is demo 2 or 3. So yeah, with that context in mind, you have to prepare them all together. Even if it was just one demo in isolation, it already does a fair enough job showing the slice of the gameplay. Like, I complain about short demos, but between 20 and 30 minutes is the sweet spot for me, especially for a Metroidvania. It's fine. How long did you want the demo to be anyways? I'm curious. See, here, there in the... See, the problem is it takes a while for it to get... I can't make it back up without putting something else there. Wait. The count bomb. I can give myself a little bit more time. It still takes too long. Okay, for Metroidvanias, how long do you want the demos to be, Jaden? That's just... Wait until the walking bomb hits the time bomb before setting off the time bomb. Okay. Still, that's too slow. The problem is the light blocks don't fall fast enough for this. I need something heavier. Like, what iteration am I missing? The only other thing I can think of is putting the light block in the hole there to prevent it from moving. Use the second count bomb to stall it. Okay, how do I get back though? Okay, this definitely needs to go there. Then I have to push it here if I want to make it across. Oh, that's gonna be a tight one. I can get that in there. Wrong side. Okay, let's try that actually. That was one of the first things I did by accident. Maybe this will work out better. Okay, that's one. I have to keep punching it to the right, and then go walk back to count bomb. Okay, I think that's doable. It is a more elaborate than before, but... I mean, the water shot, the previous ones don't even have enough time to execute on them. So it has to be pushing the light block to the right. And fail completely. Yeah, this room in particular, I don't know if we're overcomplicating it or it's actually that such. Hi Magver Hunter, I'm doing fairly well. Just stuck in this particular room in this level. Has to be this way. Panicked a bit and realized I should go. Nice slippers. Use the walking bomb to block the double laser. And the light block to block the single laser. I tried that, but the problem is, can I make the jump from the walking bomb down there to the light block up there? Should have just slid jump. Are you... I thought that was supposed to grab my leg, it didn't. Hitboxes. I'm gonna give it 2 more attempts, otherwise I'm just gonna skip this room. I'd like to give me the option. I'm just too baffled what is the actual solution here. Doesn't help that some of the jumps that would be more comparable are a bit iffy. I'll build 2 from here. See, the problem is I try to do a slide jump, but with how the blocks fall, it messes with that. How many level sections are there? 15. And now that's too slow. Do red force beams go off screen? I have a question. I mean, I think let me just try giving up right now. This is not working. Wait, okay, I can... Hang on a moment. I can shimmy myself here. Which means... Faster, faster, faster! Okay, that's how you're supposed to do it. I thought you didn't have enough horizontal momentum because I tried it once or twice. If I recall correctly, probably didn't actually, and it worked. Okay, in that case, we now have a solution. Progress. Why is the hitboxes like this? It looked like its leg is on it, so I thought it was safe? Nope. Okay. Now we have one that'll take a decent amount of time and I can actually execute it. Wait. Now! We're out! Oh my goodness, it took 20 minutes but we're out. Sheesh, not straightforward. 12. Okay. We got a brief run down below. Hitboxes with the walking count bombs. I keep thinking they're more generous, but they're tighter. I probably need to keep those count bombs up if I want to get the light block over to the other side. Yep. I know the previous one is a time-based challenge, but this is more active. I now understand what I need to do, and I just need to properly execute on the maneuvers. That's the hard part. Yeah, what makes the power armor a bit more awkward to use is the inability to slide. And the jumping here that you have to make to this side. It doesn't help that the loading times are -6 seconds per reload. Not as bad as before. I would really prefer having yellow force beams for a bit of an easier challenge, but I understand why. Is that these sorts of jumps turn into Diet Kaizo? Are you kidding? I didn't even realize it... Okay. It is a fun weapon to use, but in more action-based settings, it's, well, it's the opposite of the Gen Adapter in terms of mobility options. This is one of the situations where the tarmac platforms being saw in this engine actually helps me. Like the Gen Adapter is more light and nimble, but it doesn't allow you to break blocks. Too far away. Like the best thing the power adapter is good for is for breaking blocks and punching blocks. That's really what it is. For mobility options, better to be playing base Mega Man. Doesn't help that when you punch, it actually doesn't allow you to... well, it slows down temporarily. Okay. I have to go immediately there. And realize there's another platform right there. Oh my goodness. I wish I could see it in there because like when I died the last time there, I thought I was just paying attention to the top side, not the platform there. It's there to just catch you off guard. That's its only purpose. Go, go, go! Ah, that took a monumentally less amount of time compared to the previous one. 13. Okay, what do we have to do here? That's a hard block. I can get the walking bombs there. So I need to... why do I need the light block then? Wait, I'm trying to figure out why we need the light... ah, okay. So once I get the heavy block down at the bottom left to block the lasers, I need to get the light block over here because otherwise I'll be blocked off by this red force beam. I getcha. Should I post on a Discord server? I'll respond to your queries and discussions about constants once I'm done with this stage. This is still less befuddling than what happened before, so... improvement. I can probably shove it down there, that's not the issue. Once I get the heavy block down from its perch, I need to walk it over to the left side. Can't I just knock it over normally? No, it's a light block. Oh my... Wait. There's force beams on that side. Are there ones below too? That's just one. I need another. That wasn't a heavy block, that was a light block, might be. I have to get the walking bomb to the other side. Oh boy. As if I didn't already have enough troubles already. No. Okay, wait a sec. That wasn't actually that hard. What happened? Ooh, I want the Rush Marine for this. Like, I had 9 seconds of tolerance. I had several seconds of tolerance there. Full heal, Rush Marine, M-Tank. Seems great, but I'm gonna lose it, aren't I? Like with the previous 3 rooms, there was basically little time for error, but this one, there was vast. You already signed up for Discord. You should be able to post it under gaming or whatever. Just post it on Discord. Like, I know you joined the Discord server earlier, so yeah. Also, welcome to the server, Spooky. And thank you for the limited amount of time you spent there. Yeah, on my server. Alright, let me respond to Jaden's comment. Thank you for the help for the previous challenge, J-Butters and Buster, for the number 11. An initial area and / or a not so early area of the game is helpful, especially if the demo isn't too long. But then again, it also depends on how much of the initial area of the game shows off, and how conclusive the initial area is. Yeah, I do like about how mindful you are of the paint mechanic, and I do appreciate that you can push it further if you need to. It has weaknesses that are weapon. It's not garbage, it's just that, compared with the jet adapter, it's far less flexible. I know you can use it to punch through some enemy shields and punch back, for example, the Curlingers, but it's... if it granted some better armor, or less knockback, there would be more reasons to use it. That's actually one of the features one of the fan games I'm thinking of playing has done. Yeah, I'll find out for myself. Anyways, 14. Boss time. So I can actually just fight the boss with full health if I really want to. Okay, looks like it's gonna be a puzzle. And fall off, because Rush Marine doesn't work that way. I have to jump into Rush Marine. If it doesn't fit the art channel, post it under gaming or self-promotion. Either will do. Okay, so what happens if I don't have Rush Marine here? Oh, this is Trap Factory. Yeah, to combine with adapters as a super mode, optional one, that'd be great. Like, as an optional bonus weapon. We've had custom weapons in this engine too. Super adapter is... it has notable differences that make it different between the two. Like, it doesn't have... oh sure, you get the better punchy arm that homes in on enemies most of the time. But you only get a burst of... you only get like a burst double jump. You can't slide either. You can't punch or break blocks, so it's not even a hybrid between the two. It's like a cousin. I like it more than a power adapter, sure, because it's more viable in more situations, but... Okay. I guess I hit the easy button. I think that was in case I got the Rush Marine early, so I could just use the easy button. I'm not sure how to do that normally. Yeah, no adapter right now has too many differences because they're the same thing. Not that much enemy variety, but for what it's worth, all of them fit their purposes. What was that? No, seriously. I like it more than one for Lucis. Lucis was more mechanically it had more mechanical depth, but it felt more janky. I mean, thanks, but that's not how it's supposed to work. Okay. That's one. There's a switch, I need one more key. And a slide right through it instead of like roll. Like, where is key 2 actually? Like, I know where key 1 is. Where's key 2? Is it left? Before I do the full run, I need to figure out where I'm supposed to be going. There it is. Wait, another one? Yes, I could use Rush Marine, but that's apparently easy mode. And there's a key down there for some reason, but I need 2 blocks apparently. And the block is over here. Go away. Like, how do I get to the other side then? Oh. Oh, I didn't even know there was a count bomb there. This is one of the situations where it really would work better if I could zoom out the camera. Like, I forgot there was actually a count bomb down there to grab me. Or maybe not have zoom out. At least be able... I don't even want to... Being able to zoom out is not exactly what I need. I would at least like to be able to pan the camera down. That would also work wonders for me. Okay, there. See? There it is. It always responds too. And it still gets squished. Joy. There are a bunch of things in Webmecha's website I think should be integrated into the main game, but... Remember how for a lot of the game's lifespan it was actually faster to just use Webmecha to view the levels? Come back, come back. Oh. Okay, that's just a shortcut. So one key there, one key in the top right, one key in the bottom right, I guess? I understand the idea of this section. The problem with this section is, it's the size, really. When I say size, I don't mean in the sense it's lagging, I mean in the sense that I can't see what's ahead of time, so it makes several of these falls leaps of fate. Got it. That's a 1. Well, at least this makes it a bit of a shortcut back. That's 2. Now where's 3? I'm trying to figure... Okay, just 2. Ah, okay. Room 15, that's it. We're done. Level complete. If I paired this over with what I did last week, the entire stage would take over nearly 2 hours. This overall is an enjoyable stage. Its difficulty curve gets a bit rocky more than halfway through, though. And some of the solutions are less obvious than others. I'm starting to believe that at 11 we just all had a collective brain fart moment, because the solution in retrospect was actually fairly simple. And then we had stuff like level 13, which had way more leeway or tolerance than many of the immediate stages before it. That's why I was panicking a bit when I saw the count bomb fall to the lasers, but no, I was safe. So, definitely an improvement over part 1 in terms of complexity and depth, but it's also, with the increased experimentation, there's a lot more, not necessarily jank, but unpolishing to it. Some of these challenges would work better if you had faster most of these challenges would work better if you had faster respawns, or the ability to pan the camera to see more of the arena before you move forwards, especially during the boss fight, because oh my goodness, leaps of fate, because I couldn't pan the camera down. Regardless, I consider this more of a plus or minus, and thank you very, very, very much for having a skip room. There is a more optimal way of making that so you don't have to go through skip, and instead put all the teleporters in 1 or 2 rooms, maybe. But for what it's worth, enjoyable. Alright, now let me respond to Jaden's points again. Okay, to Mr. Darkfin. Could you move your post over to... Hang on, I'll just do it this way. It would probably work better in Megamix due to better optimization and being able to actually code more things. Alright, let me continue the responses about Constance. I understand not showing too much of the demo, but at the same time, I didn't mind it too much. I've seen worse demos, because the game has a solid grasp on the main mechanics. You can also have a vertical slice demo, but the boss fight was also fairly fun, as it did force me to use the new ability I got. Lucis's boss fight had more mechanics to it, but it did take longer and it was, less snappy. Alright, Darkfin, if you're watching this, and I did reply to your post under art, could you move your post over to the gaming, level submission, level discussion, or self-promo channels? It would fit better there. Right now, this isn't really art. This is more gameplay footage of your mod. I was gonna say just level, but it's more than that. Right now, I have very high hopes for Constance. Right now, for Constance, I have high hopes, but we'll see. So the question you made before, what if Mega Man 2 but Robo Girls or Robo Women? My response to that is, okay. Alright, go ahead, J-Butters, you have an hour. Chop chop. Now on to Cursed Yo-Yo. I can't really showcase the video now because I'm doing levels. I'll do it during a break, so in about half an hour. But please, before I do that, please move it over to another channel. Second up is Aquadome DX by Sunflower Azumarill, 46th place, score 21. This is the DX version of an older stage by Sunflora, submitted by Apple123 and the easy codes? What are those? They say Vui. Easy codes are pretty much cheat codes, like the names. Oh, spikes. They're pretty much cheat codes that make you much stronger, allowing you to kill bosses instantly. So I wasn't paying enough attention, and I thought that was part of the background. I was totally mistaken. Again, I'm paying more attention to the enemies and then the background and then the bottom. Can you please make the spikes stand out more? Assuming it was actually made by Sunflora, the same one in chat right now, you've done better than this before. Like that spike below there, like the spike below the count bomb, now that actually looks better. Or the spikes like this. Similar colors. It has a similar color scheme to the tile set next to it in the foreground, but it works. Beat didn't betray me. Okay, controls. At first, having a one-directional attack was super awkward. The wide swing introduced in A Link to the Past was very handy. A Link to the Past wasn't the one that pioneered it, but at least in at least for Zelda titles, that's one of the first ones, I suppose. I never actually taught the freeze those before. And not having a pistol was a bit of a downgrade at first, before the upgrades. Ouchies. Tree's combat has been dissected and picked apart so much. I've seen the links of those videos on YouTube. Kinda spooked me away. But I feel with those, I need to actually play the game first before I can fully dissect my own thoughts on something that I haven't even played. Welp. So much for getting that thing. But from the limited amount of several hours of gameplay footage I've seen about the game from the early, mid, to sometimes late game, I think the biggest problem, and I want to preface this, I haven't played the game, it's just like 7 or 8 hours of footage. I think at least with the non-critical modes, the problem with the combat is it gives you many options, which is great. Many and varied options, but the problem is they either end up being too powerful, or most enemies aren't really built around certain ones. They're too easy to dispatch. As in, there's not really an incentive other than looking cool to use the full extent of your combat abilities. Surf's up! Oh my gosh. I haven't actually played any Kingdom Hearts games other than part of Chain of Memories, and that's for a different reason. Still, I'd like to hear what people I still enjoy reading about what people have to say about their favorite series. Like, there's a bunch of series I would actually like to get started on. Or check out to some degree. Just 3. Again, all the abilities look cool, it's just that, the game's not difficult enough, at least by default, to justify using them. That's incorrect. The game doesn't offer enough complex situations to use a diverse set of skills, other than saying it looks cool. As opposed to, for example, KH2, especially Final Mix Critical Mode, which does. No. Well, tree's released now. And, abandon ship into the spikes. I'm a newbie. Ouch. Stay safe, Vui. I need to up my game. I'm doing a lot of silly mistakes that really shouldn't be happening. Especially at my alleged skill level. Thank you. I don't mind starting with more basic enemies that are more pinatas to test your metals to practice. But by the mid to end game, you should have some more advanced enemies that force you to use different sets of your abilities. Is that the way forwards? Beat. I guess? I don't trust myself. Beat. Wart. Thank you. Nope. Of course. Just half a second less. I thought I could play it safe by that, but no, I should have just risked it. Half the enemies in Cage 3 are... Oh no. Half the enemies in Cage 3 feel like the same 50 enemies over and over. I don't like the color. See, could you make the spikes stand up more in another version? Like, it's kind of... When you have these background and foreground combinations, it can be difficult to determine, oh wait, that's dangerous. I understand the water recolors things, but look at this. It's too similar. Sorry, Vui. I had to let out some steam. Am I supposed to be able to make that? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to. Only for that bonus, and that bonus. More spikes. I think my biggest gripe at this stage isn't so much the other parts of level design. It's the spikes, those spikes in particular. The rest are better. These ones are not also ideal. But too many of the spikes blend in with the background or are too close to other elements of the foreground. Please make them stand out more. These spikes are some of the biggest offenders. It'd be funny if he's weak to his own weapon. Whew. We're out of here. The shader water looks beautiful, don't get me wrong. But it shouldn't come at the expense of readability like this. It's not like the game is trying... It's not like the level was explicitly designed around surprising a player like that. Alright. And Game Runner said that also ties to the newly forked mechanic of reaction endurance, which is a system that bigger foes use, but they don't tell you about this anywhere, in-game anyways. Joy. So they can't build any complex setups around the mechanic because they actually have to teach it to you. So, that's the problem in the part of the game. Like, if you have mechanics like that, you should teach the player somewhere about it. I mean, it could be worse. They could actually assume the player already knew about the mechanics without actually teaching them about it. More than a few games. Tipster Roll is a really stylish game, very free-flow and expressive what you can do. Bash system is very powerful. Movement upgrades are also fairly powerful, but awkward for keyboard controlling. One of the best aspects of the game is the level design, taking notes from some of the best Zelda-likes currently on the market. Oh, that's cool. I'll add it to my wish list then, or to playlist. I will do that, Raccoon, just give me some time. Reaction endurance determines how many hits an enemy must take before it can be staggered. So it's like a poise bar or stamina gauge. That's basically what you're describing, a poise meter or stamina gauge or guard meter. Effectively. And the stagger rules are backwards, since you can only stagger bosses with form combos and certain finishers. I understand those the biggest moves being more effective for breaking guards or stamina, but you should make it clear if those are the only things that work, at least some way. Oh, I watched K-pop Demon Hunters a month back. It's great. I still don't understand how, well, okay. Give me a moment. I still don't understand why in the great current year of wink wink nudge nudge I still don't understand why in the great previous year of 2017 we still have default keyboard controls that are keyboard controls that were actually nonsensical, or feel like no one actually played using that. This is not the early 2000s, people. I know, I'm just talking to people in the past. 30XX kind of fixed that, but it was baffling with 20XX. Like, sure, I definitely say playing with a controller is better, but it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, if you watched if you watched my samplers of the demos I covered during the last Next Fest, there was one game in particular which had the opposite problem, with some absolutely baffling controller default keybinds, which were not exactly changeable. So, question mark. Puzzles are also intuitive in Pipstrolo as they can be solved in multiple ways. Do I play MMLV files? Yes, but I usually deprioritize them a bit. And almost every enemy that uses stays stuck to a single plane. I'll do that soon, Toxin. I want to do some of the Veersmith levels first. Like, I'm gonna do Genok, the Nuclear Stomps levels, then the example stages. Really, regardless of how good or not good the default keybinds are, or controller binds are, in this current day and age, please give the ability to rebind pretty much all or exactly all of your inputs. Really, please. Keep in mind, in the SNES era, even back in the SNES era, even though we didn't exactly have the same level of keyboard binding, in many games you had the ability to have different button configurations. that were preset, but you could swap between them in the options menu. So all in all, what I'm asking for is, first and foremost, controller rebinds, which Megamix does have by default, thank goodness. Even Mega Man Maker does have that, but I would like it to be extended to the extra functionalities too. And then second, more sane default keybinds, or controller binds. The whole thing about pressing shoot button to jump, or pressing jump to shoot, that is more of a preference thing because I've seen many people say that they play with the reverse keybinds than I have growing up. So at least give the option to rebind if necessary. What I'm saying is, okay, let me explain. When I play Mega Man on the keyboard, I assign Z to jump and X to shoot, and C sometimes to slide. But I've also talked to many people who have set Z to shoot and X to jump. It's the reverse of what I expect, and, well, the solution now would be to have different configuration layouts and full-on rebinding, which games have been doing for a long time. Yeah, at least people stop binding a jump to up. That can work, but, in Mega Man, no. I have rebinding controls in more than a few games, but that's because of some awkward positioning of what they consider sliding or certain techniques to be. Usually what I do is I change the audio balancing a bit. Sometimes the sound effects are a bit too loud relative to the music. Or the voice acting. Seriously. Okay, there aren't that many enemies in Pistrello, but the few enemies they have are pretty engaging. So not only... Okay, so not only is only the stagger mechanic useless half the time, it's mostly a mash fesh. Yeah. When I eventually get around to stream some Souls-likes here, I will discuss some more about stagger mechanics and my thoughts on them. I'm using Joy to Key right now because of the extra... I'm actually using Joy to Key right now because there are some extra keybinds that Maker has that he can't rebind. So the problem with reaction endurance is that not exactly the mechanic itself, it's the fact it's not actually explained to the player, and there's barely an incentive for players to actually engage in it. A slide, S jump, D shoot. I actually seen that in a few other places. But again, even though it's not my preference, it's likely someone else's. That's why it's good to have options. I did see that, Tedley. I'm gonna cover that in about 3 weeks because I have a few other level packs ahead. It'll still be on when Halloween ends, Lepadio. WSD to move, J to shoot, L to jump, space to slide, Q and E to change weapons. I mean, when I play FPS games, I do use WASD to move and QD to lean or some other things, space to jump and maybe combined with slide. But J and L, Wait, why not J and K? I'm not criticizing you, I'm curious. Like, J and L are not next to each other. Oh sure, Apple. Reflash it and see it. Make good use of teleporters. Okay, I'll cover this my fifth stage as there's a few things ahead of you, but I will get to this. Thank you for sending it. And Janoc has been really waiting for their level to be covered. Long story. Number 3 up is Spooky Candy Mansion Halloween Party by Janoc74, 47 plays and a score of 22. The joys of having a maker stream where half the stream actually consists of levels and the rest consists of related and unrelated discussions. I'll give this one the base. Yeah, I'll be saving examples for last because a few people have been waiting and the first stage was extended. But I will cover the example levels. I do have the time. Oh, as you're here, Apple, I want to say this. Tonight, I'll be covering your level pack, Mega Man Full Screen Attack. When I say tonight, I mean in about 7 hours. Oh, you made both of them. Okay. Definitely covering them then. So what you're saying is Pipsterlo and the Cursed Yo-Yo is pretty good. I already knew about Pipsterlo from a previous Next Fest, it's just that I don't usually cover Zelda-likes. Instead I covered a different Zelda-like during that time. But from what you're saying, it's pretty darn fun. New video from Panin? Thanks for the heads up. Most of their videos, well, all their videos tend to be very well researched and interesting. I still need to fully watch their latest legendary video on Invisible Walls. I've watched it at least 2 hours worth of it, but I need to fully do it. So much effort went into that it deserves the time. I will say this, Headley, you'll have to wait about 3 weeks because of other level packs ahead of you. Dying more or less in a certain game, dying more or less relative to another game may be more or less frustrating. It depends on a bunch of things. Like, I dare say the average player dies more in a game like Celeste than in Hollow Knight. But most of the deaths in Celeste don't really punish you that much. The vast majority of them. Or if we want to use a different example, Meat Boy. The latest... I know that, Buster. I was referring to the latest video I watched from them, or the latest legendary video from them. All their videos are good, but some go beyond their standard of quality. I apologize if I misspoke. Probably did. And today they released a video on getting a star with only one button and no joystick. Excuse me? Only one button and no joystick. Sheesh, I didn't realize we're doing the one button challenge today. Yeah, respawn times and progress loss are the biggest things. Wait. Oh, you play Bayonetta. You know, I'm eventually gonna play the whole. I'm gonna play the whole inheritance line of quote-unquote character action games, starting with DMC. So I'll get a bit around to Bayo, probably. Shadow's Eyes. I was gonna comment the shadow eyes. They don't really look creepy to me. They look kind of goofy, but I can understand that if with a little bit higher fidelity. But yeah, in Dare, the stagger mechanics are a lot more interesting because enemies are allowed to have more complexity. Then don't worry, Apple, I will do it tonight. I don't really have any other commitments, I can do it. Keep in mind, Buster, I didn't watch it yet, so I can't just rate it as legendary or not. I have to first see it. I mean, the answer to many questions of our Baos, the better difficulty can come to around saying that because the enemies are allowed to have more complexity. Like, I don't doubt you for a second it's going to be very good, if not legendary, but when I think legendary for my pattern videos, I think of ones that are going to really will stand the test of time and end up being memed so much and escape containment. The latest one in that series would be the one Invisible Walls, which I see memed on and discussed way outside Super Mario 64. The other one was, of course, Watch Out for Falling Rocks. Bye, Apple. Thank you. And everything that came out of it. Oh, I'm not even sure if we're going to be playing DMCA 2 or just do the funny and replace it with a certain other game. I know one of my friends did that. It was hilarious. Soul Robber! If you know, you know. Yeah, DMCA 2. We replaced it with something better. Again, I'll discuss stagger mechanics in more detail when I play character action games, more spectacle fighters, and of course Souls-likes. Yeah, we already replaced it with heal binders, just like the heal Navis. I know, I shouldn't be making fun of your spelling. Let's see. Again, we'll do a vote on whether we're gonna do the funny thing I have in mind, or do DMCA 2, or rather DMC 2. My bad. Like, I've heard how infamous it is. So, Nice moon in the background. You're having that problem now? Yeah, I actually had that problem a few days ago, too. No. Ah, that's it. I'm just doing this. Bye. Brock? Is this your cousin? I guess there's an invisible electric barrier somewhere. Not the bees! Hornet 1's down. Keep firing. Neat stage, rompy, but from vibes, nice. I know. Not very descriptive of the stage, but that's how I feel about many Jetox stages nowadays. Most of them. They're fun, rompy bits with pretty nice aesthetics. Sometimes decent, fairly okay to decent usage of the mechanics and enemies, but overall not that memorable. But there are exceptions to this. I may be cringe, but I'm free. Response to Jaden. Gauge Tree's movements the most robust in the entire franchise, is only entirely lifted by flow motion. Or parkour. Yeah, they are a pretty good level decorator. It's the Frankenbot from the Ruby Spears cartoon. Alright, forward up is Wily's Fun Enemy Gauntlet of Pain 5, Return of the Pain version 2 by Nuclear Stomp, 17 plays and a score of 6. I like the different color schemes for the menus, but could we had a little bit of a desaturated pink? It's a little bit grating on the eyes. Ouch. No! I almost made it, I should have spammed. Ah. Welcome to survival. Can you do it? Can I do it? No sliding. Oh my gosh. Mega Man's traffic execution. As long as I'm on ground, I move faster. Ouch, my leg. Unfortunately, if I'm on top of the trucks, it also pushes me back. I need to get the timing down. Whoops. When I'm in the center, it's the easiest. No sliding though, that's a... Come on. Bonk. Eh. I would have preferred sliding because this is basically, the first one's the second hardest. Yeah, when you start the room, that's the hardest one because you have the least amount of leeway before it bonks against the wall and immediately blows up. And I don't get any mercy. Come on, come on. Woo! Yes. I can attack now. So you attack first, then you unveil yourself. Get me out of here. Okay, you pause the screen. Thank goodness. So when this teleporter is active, so when I enter this teleporter, it freezes the game. But there is a slight delay before the freeze happens. I have to fully go to the teleporter first, so the enemies do get some movement time. Like that. I'm dead. I was hoping for one more, but I didn't get that luxury. Oh, really? Okay, I have to do it 3 times. Now that's kind of rude. When you get the hang of it though, it's not too bad. This is still easier than the truck room. Hey, Guts. Oh no! Lol. I would reorder the level sections because the difficulty is really unbalanced. As a gauntlet, it's Gutsman's not helping. That... not helping either. Help! You're jumping too much, so I can't really counter. Let me out of here. Take that, Wily. Phase 2 of the pain and suffering stage. I wasn't paying attention to my left eye. Apparently I'm not actually high enough to apparently I'm not actually low enough to reach that. Do I just have to lure it up? Yes, go, 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 go! Purple. That was fast. It's not. Could be worse. Shoot a sled. I mean, it is an interesting discussion, but at a certain point, I need to direct my full attention to it or play the game. No, I'm not falling for that single bet. Let me finish this stage and I will catch up with that. Oh, hi. Should have slid. Nice. I can actually just... It doesn't heal me if I fall there. Whoops. Is this backup? Hey, don't do that. Haha. Despite all the deaths I'm encountering, it's not actually too difficult. Huh? This is Nuclear's level, yeah. The enemy gauntlet stage, where the enemies are actually kind of a threat. Still, the hardest room by far was the one with the double trucks. My guard. Getting shot in the face with a cannon. And now a carrot. What's next? I need to get rid of that robot ASAP, or robot. Okay. I thought I only slid once, but apparently that wasn't exactly the case. Go, 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 go. Not more trucks. Tap. Mega Man breaks his freaking leg over and over. I have to hop across two of them. What? I thought it was gonna be the same size. It is on the apex, and again, timings. Okay. Watch as in every section I die at least 3 times. Huh? Hi! I can't throw the ball back. This is not basketball. No pop-up attackers? Thank goodness. Instead, I get a ninja star to the face. Instead, I get an X to my face, torso, or legs. Care for a game of hopscotch? Whew. This was easier than the first boss. No, I'm not falling for that. Hi, Wily. Mega Man being so based. No. Okay, just stand in the center, I guess. Now, Mega Man. Okay, full health now. Oh my goodness. This is definitely revenge. Speaking of boss difficulty curves being reversed. We're out. I mean, we're doing this because it's funny. Bye. It's not a Sean Williams level yet, Jaden. Not enough damage boosting. Not enough force damage boosting. If it really was, 80% of the stage would consist of damage boosting, but that's not possible here because of the 1 HP. Oh, they would love the spike boots. Yeah, it is a shame that Cage Tree seemingly has all these very fun looking tools that you can play with, but doesn't really create any scenarios where they really shine. Many tools in a toolbox, but nothing to really force you to use them. And flow motion is kind of iffy. Okay, your solution would be to simply tighten up the controls to get the player momentum. Situation commands. Aren't they like action commands? Pretty much just tied into what the player is able to do. You can fill up the meter to access stronger spells and forms. That's pretty much it. Gotcha. So limits and limit breaks are neat, but it's way too complicated for one or just essentially stronger attacks. I actually have control over what limits we obtain. Okay, so I'm gonna do Apple's level, take a short pause, and show off that animation, and then I will do Toxins levels. Fifth up is Make Good Use of Teleporters by Apple123 and 11 plays, score of 2. That previous stage was difficult. Oh, nice! That's all the new teleporters that are added with the latest update. The Mega Man 2 style. Hey, kitty. Bye, kitty. Oh. I shouldn't be able to teleport out like that because now I can't actually get the key. Whoopsies. That should be locked. I like the teleporters, but this... You need to understand it's supposed to be... You need to understand that it either needs to be just one way only, or it should be only opened up after all the hostile entities in the room have been defeated. Otherwise, you end up with situations like this, where you can accidentally re-exit to the teleporter and gets trapped. That or always make it open, no matter what. I don't mind having one-time use teleporters, but to the stage creator, this is not how you do it. That's it, I'm out of here. It also allows me to do funny things like this. This is a cool idea, but needs some more refinement. With some simple fixes, this is gonna be as good as the other one. Oh, simple, because people like to experiment. And this is one of the only ways to end up being tested by a bigger audience. And also, in the end, be the change you want to see in the world. Right. So, let me finish this. See, I gave my toss on that. What ends up my... See, I read all of everything you... Oh, I see base in the background. I read everything what you said, had to say, J Butters. My conclusion ends up being, I agree with you. And it's a shame that a game gives you all these tools, but doesn't really give you enough avenues to doesn't really force you to use them in interesting ways. You can still use them and you can still just play around with them, and it's cool, but there needs to be more place. Not everyone tests it to the same degree as you. But that whole discussion about stagger mechanics will become important when I cover more Souls-like... Excuse me. When I cover more Souls-likes and games that have those sorts of things. Like, we had a mini discussion about that during my playthrough of... Actually, we didn't really have a discussion of stagger mechanics during my playthrough of Dead of a Wish, even though it's actually very important there. Thank you, Lepanio. Make some use of teleporters. Okay. I would give this a thumbs up if it wasn't possible to end up breaking the stage. Or soft-locking yourself. Yes, I know you can just hit the checkpoint again and just quick reset to fix that, but still, this shouldn't be necessary in the first place. Either make it so those teleporters have an option where they're always open, or make it so that they only open up or turn back on when all the hostile entities in the room, or bosses or mid-bosses, are dispatched. Make it like the boss gates is what I'm saying. Prevent you from accidentally exiting the room and, well, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a short pause, but before that, I did promise to show something. So let me bring that up. Alright, this was submitted by Mr. Darkfin. So, let me mute the game first. There we go. I'm gonna react to part of the video, maybe not all of it, but at least some of it. Okay, stage called Collapse Woman. And the main difference I see here is that they've resprinted Mega Man to be Mega Woman. I'll go with that. Or rather, Base to be Mega Base Woman. Normally I don't react to Mega Marissa as someone else. With her moveset, it kind of looks like a combination of Base and Mega Man X. I know Boss is gonna chime in and say, well, that's what it is, or that isn't what it is. Yeah, it's Base. I like the resprite, simple, straightforward, gets to the point. I'm just reacting to the sprite, I'm not going to react to the stage itself. Like, the stage itself looks cool and fun to play with. I know, and this is also answering the question, what if Mega Man 2 but all of them are Mega Women? Or World Master Women? And my answer to that is, okay. It is what it is. Thank you for sharing it. So, I'll be right back in a moment. Oh, wait. You said something about feedback, Darkfin? I would say that the animations for the model look fine. Or when I say model, I should say the sprite sheet. Sorry, I've been playing a bit too many 3D games. Let's see, regular movement, dashing, firing the buster, they look fine. It's a little bit snappy between... There's a little bit of snap between, running normally and immediately dashing, but that's a limitation of using the NES sprites, not your fault. Like, I'm not really a spriting expert. To me, it just looks acceptable. Nothing really exemplary, but acceptable. No real criticisms. Like, if you really want to have me go to exemplary, you'd have to revamp a lot of the sprites of the game. And that's not really necessary and outside the scope of what you're trying to do. My one criticism would be, could you please move the mouse off screen when recording these sorts of things? It's a little bit distracting. Alright, I'll be right back. I've returned! Alright, let's see it. It could be obtrusive in a Soulsborne, or rather, a Souls-like, or a really difficult hack and slash if you're forced to do a combo finisher. But if launching attacks and aerial attacks work just as well. Keyblade switching, now that they implemented it, is actually cool. Now it makes it even better. There are more incentives to use. In addition to how you can upgrade, allegedly all, if I don't recall, but apparently you can upgrade all or most of the Keyblades in KH3. That's awesome. And when combined with the switching, there are more incentives to switch between the different Keyblades. What do we think about the whole Halloween update as a whole? Nice music. I like the different UI element, the different colored UI elements. I haven't really fully encountered the new set of gimmicks and mechanics. Oh yeah. Anyways, as promised, I'm going to be covering the example levels that Toxin did. So let's see, what are the names? Gotcha. So first up is Clockwork Citadel by Toxin G. For those who are just using the timestamp when they eventually added sometime in the future, this is one of 2 new levels that Toxin G created for the Halloween update of 2025. Squish. So, I think this is from a previous update, but we didn't really get to talk about it so much. Time blocks. Or rather, blocks that become solid or non-solid, depending on whether a time ability is active or not. It's fitting you use Crystal Snail's team too, considering their time manipulation abilities. This level's focus is time blocks and... teleporters. It was meant to be in 10.2, but the teleporters got delayed. Like, I remember the time blocks being added in a different update. But I haven't really encountered any stages which have used them. Give it some time and I'm pretty sure we'll see some very creative uses. I see. Checkpoint! Level 1 can be fun, but it's not for everyone. That rhymes. Using the wires to show where you'll teleport to. Nice. It serves the purpose of restricting yourself, but don't feel pressured to do it. Nope. Comboed. I already know how creative the level 1 critical runs are in KH2 Final Mix. But yeah, there are differences between level 1 and level 1 critical and just regular critical. Yoink. Gosh. Me out. Oh? I see, to reset the room. That's it now, man. A little bit of a slower paced stage than what I'm used to, especially from Toxin G, but it's still very solidly constructed. Timey-wimey. Of course it'd be you. Well... Oh, okay. There's a barrier up there. Then... Now that Sage and the Steam Next Fest are over, after taking a break this weekend and Team Fortress 2 next weekend, I'm going to return to Hollow Knight because I do want to get back to fighting the bonus bosses and getting a better ending. Like, I know I beat the game and got the regular ending, not the worst one, mind you, IMO. But I want to get a better ending and learn more about the story because I've pieced together a bunch of things, but there's a whole series of pieces I'm missing. Like, I found the Queen. I know I missed something when in my backtracking run. Hang on a sec. Output. I missed a few things during my backtracking run that I should not have, especially one major. But there's a whole missing piece about the king. Namely, as I haven't reached that part. And of course, there's the last Coliseum battles. Path to Midnight Sun, I'll get back to either later this year or early next year. I reached the halfway point, but I feel like I should redo the midway boss fight because I fumbled that really hard at several points. I will include that as a bonus, but not my best outing. Also, now with the increased knowledge in hand, I'm going to buy skills that buff me rather than debuff enemies. True, J Butters. I think this was a very competently put together stage that made interesting use of especially the time blocks. Teleporters were just... they're kind of basic. They do show how they work, but it's like basic usage of the Mega Man 2 of those forms of teleportation. The real star of the show were the time blocks. It could have been pushed further, but for an example stage, you don't want to make their uses too advanced. It may confuse new level designers. So next up, on to Magic of the Grotto, also by Toxin. I'm not gonna go to that extent, Jaden. That would require me to play through a lot more of the stage. That would require me to replay through a lot of the game again. So no. I see. This includes the new skins for a lot of things. Oh my goodness. This re-edition of the Crystal Jewels is awesome. Oopie. Just to reiterate in case you didn't hear, Jaden, if I were to do that, I would have to replay through most of the game again, and I am not going to do that. Wow, even the way that the Yoku blocks just form in, starting from a small size and then growing to a full one. That's neat, Jaden. Like, I like Pat the Midnight Sun, but I don't like it to that extent. Plus, there are many other games I need to get to. So yeah. Oops. Radioactive water. They are, Jaden. Like, they're already working on another game. One of the important things I've been doing, especially when covering these sorts of games, is especially for the active games, especially for the games I'm actively covering right now, I make sure to check if the devs made any future games, previous ones, or are working on stuff. And they are. Use soccer ball skins. There are plenty of LPs on pause, I can bring them up, and I'd have a spreadsheet, I'll bring that up eventually. I do need to update it, it's a few months behind schedule. When that block falls, it messes with my momentum. It's not a mandate, but a recommendation. When someone requests a guaranteed or birthday game request, it should be something that they enjoy or are very curious about. Just because I did Snatcher and Your Turn to Die doesn't mean that... this is awkward. No. I feel I sufficiently beat Demon's Turf. Now, if you're talking about Neon Splash, that's a different story. Okay, we're in. Okay, let me reiterate. I am not gonna go on 100% Demon Turf because, oh, that's cool. I think I sufficiently beat that game. However, there is two things that are a bit different about that. One of which is the tower mode. The other thing is Neon Splash. Neon Splash I am gonna eventually cover before that. Boopy. Oh my gosh, mummies. Again, I like Demon Turf, but I'm not gonna go to that extent of 100%ing the game, please. Again, when I cover these games on the channels, there's no guarantee I'm gonna 100% them. I need to make that abundantly clear. Hello. Survive. Survive poorly. I like the fingers pointing up saying, hey, go here. And get squished against the block and the ceiling. Any ETA for that? Maybe this following April Fools? The upcoming April Fools? We'll see. It's probably gonna be Squirrel with a Gun, but we'll see. The reason why I delay purchasing those games is because if I can purchase it later, there's a greater chance of sales. Like, I think I sent you in the past a compilation of all the LPs I have edited. And maybe to some of the stuff I'm actually streaming. I have to check that again. What happened to the art? I just need to update that and check it. This section sideways. I getcha. Like, I understand to the people watching, I'm not gonna single you out, but just to others watching, I understand that for the games you love, you really want me to cover them 100%, or close to 100%, but not only do I have at least 1,000 games on my wish list, I mean, on my games to be played on the channel list. I got trolled by that. Not only do I have 1,000 plus games on my to stream or to be covered on the channel list, there are also a ton of games I receive from developers or publishers that I need to at the very least sample. Add to that, for example, the guaranteed game requests. There's only so much time I have for all these things. Not to mention later this year, for example, I have at the very least have to sample Sills and Jay Butter's picks for their guaranteed game requests. And I'm not sure if I can actually find Sills one either because it's an older title. With Jay Butters though, I can do it. It's Sonic Rush after all. After this stage is done, I'll probably close off the stream, but we'll see. I think I'll close it off because at this point, as you can see, I'm fumbling the bag much harder than I should be at my skill level. I don't want to end off with the patio stage and get frustrated and stuck for over an hour and not end up even completing the stage. Yes, there is an easy stage from them available, but I think we want to end on a high point. Ethereal Evil Water. Regardless of everything the ways I'm screwing up, the new Halloween skins and aesthetics available from this update, they're great. I especially like the new skins for the enemies. They're wonderful. Like, it's one thing to resprite the gimmicks and such, but going as far to resprite the enemies, chef's kiss. Wow. And of course it's Shade Man. Resprite the moon. Oh. Well, at least he's in healing. Not that hard. Well, that's Jay Butter. They picked it. They must now suffer. Someone ate the earth, they were hungry. Well, I would have done it, but, you know, all the other things they're coming up with in terms of videos that need to be produced. I'll eventually do Freak Jam 2 videos later this year, even though they've been in storage for several months, half a year now, but they will be done. Get trolled, idiot. I think my only real criticism with this update, well, with the gimmicks, it would be like the teleporters. Maybe they need a little bit fixing up there. With the UI, I appreciate the different colors, but the pink background is a little bit too... the pink UI elements like this are too oversaturated. if they were darkened a bit, I would like them a lot more. Like the green is fine, but when we get to the menu like this, eh. Please darken the shades. Ah, scope creep. But yeah, until I actually get around to the guaranteed game request, you still have time to switch. In any case, this is a good point to end off the stream. The next stage would be from the patio and no thanks. So overall, of the 7 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would of course be Toxin G's first stage, which would be Clockwork Citadel. Master at the Grotto was cool, but it was more based off of aesthetics. It's also a solid stage, but I like to compare it to Genox levels where it's kind of rompy, good vibes, but kind of forgettable. Clockwork Citadel for showcasing the clock blocks, and or the time affected blocks, and to a lesser extent the teleporters. And thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels, it's really appreciated. Kind of unfortunate we didn't really see the Bomber Pepes, but that happens sometimes. Alright. Pixel Boys just about ready to submit their art. Let's see what they have in store. Literal Red Guy fights Kimi to Idol Monster. Oh, you mean Kimi to Idol Pretty... Oh, you mean you and Idol Pretty Cure. That's the latest series, right? Yeah, it is the latest one. In any case, thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to produce videos and stream on the channels. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other video or stream on the channels, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help them out. And don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon too, and join the Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in about 6 hours for Apple 123 and Level Pack. Thanks for watching.